NetsBoy, so let's hear what he has to say. His name is NetsBoy, he thinks the world is all over when the Nets just can't play.
What up, Net fans? NetsBoy here, doing an emergency episode and bringing you the latest in your Brooklyn Nets news. Well, it's finally happened. After years and years of trade speculation, and a day after I said that we haven't heard anything about it in a while, which I believed meant that something was right around the corner, and sure enough, it has happened. Brook Lopez has been traded. Give me 1 second. Jeez, I haven't worn this sweatshirt in a while. Brooklyn Nets sweatshirt. Gotta wear something that shows the Nets, and can't wear a player who's not on the team anymore, right? Well, Brooke, it's nice having you on the Nets. You were a great Net. You were a great player. And good luck in Los Angeles. I mean, look, let's be honest now. We knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Obviously, I'm upset being a Nets fan and watching the Nets draft Lopez, and I'll never forget it. I remember because I was saying, Nets should draft Lopez. Nets should draft Lopez. If he falls to them, they should draft Lopez. And they drafted Lopez and all of that stuff. But you know what? Let's actually try to take emotion out of this. And let's look at this deal here and actually figure out if it was a good move by the Nets. So, Lopez jersey, I'm just going to put you to the side. I'll still wear you occasionally. You know, why not? Lopez is still one of my favorite Nets. Like, it goes Vince Carter and then Brook Lopez, my two favorite Nets of all time. So, why not? But let's look at this deal as a whole. So, the Nets traded Brook Lopez and the 27th overall pick in this draft to the Los Angeles Lakers for D'Angelo Russell and Timothy Mozgov. And I have to say, this is actually a pretty damn good move by Sean Marks. I never thought the Nets could get a player like D'Angelo Russell for trading for Lopez. You know, I said this before. I was hoping for them to get a draft pick and a young player or 2 draft picks. But D'Angelo Russell is a player that has literally superstar potential. And if he hits that potential, this can go back as one of the best trades in the history of the Nets. Brook Lopez was going into the final year of his contract. You weren't going to get a lot of value for him going into the final year anyway. So to get a player in D'Angelo Russell, who legitimately people think can be a superstar, why not go for it? And you know, Mozgov, to me, I mean, that was just a salary dump by the Lakers, and I'm not thrilled with this contract because now the Nets have a couple of really bad contracts on their roster. You know, they got Andrew Nicholson last year. They still have that bad contract. Now they have Timothy Mozgov's bad contract. But if you look now at the young core, they've now got players like Isaiah Whitehead, D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, who obviously the Nets believe they can build around. And D'Angelo Russell is the key to this. I mean, look, he has this character problem that people think that he has, obviously. There's a lot of unknowns of will he develop into the player that everyone believes he will be. But either way, you got to go for it if you're the Nets. You know, would Lopez have walked at the end of the season if the Nets didn't trade him? I don't know. Maybe. But either way, you're bringing in a superstar potential player. And we already talked about how Karis LeVert has star potential. Now you partner him up with a player who has superstar potential, put him under Kenny Atkinson, who is known to develop players, you're looking at a future 1-2 punch that could be in 4 years, 3 to 4 years, could be a really dangerous 1-2 scoring combo in D'Angelo Russell and Karis LeVert. So look, I'm pleased. I feel like if you were going to trade Brook Lopez, you needed to bring in a player or a high draft pick that could get you a player that can be a star. And I said that from the beginning, and that's what they did. They got a player who can be a star. Once again, the book is still out on D'Angelo Russell of what he's going to become, who he can be. He averaged about 15 points a game, 4 assists last season. But I think under Kenny Atkinson, playing either behind, well, he's not going to play behind, but playing alongside Jeremy Lin, I think you could see a future with him as the star. Now, my big question is, what does this mean for players like Jeremy Lin or Trevor Booker or Sean Kilpatrick moving forward? Because, I mean, obviously Sean Marks believes Jeremy Lin can play alongside Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell. Anybody remember him? The useless useless quarterback the Oakland Raiders drafted? Wow, Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, and that's got Jamarcus. D'Angelo Russell. That's funny. I don't know how I said Jamarcus Russell. D'Angelo Russell, obviously, he's going to play alongside Jeremy Lin. And obviously, they're thinking Karis LeVert could probably be the small forward. Or maybe they'll draft a small forward. But you're looking now at Jeremy Lin, D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty good team to build around. Now, Lin is much older. But I think now the Nets are saying, okay, Jeremy, this is now your team. Brook is no longer here. You're the veteran leader. Your job is to mentor these new guys, and we're going to build this team around D'Angelo Russell, but you as the mentor. And I think that's what's going to happen. You still have Whitehead, who's going to be a capable guy coming off the bench. You know, I still like Joe Harris. I think he's going to be a suitable backup. You know, a lot of this now comes down to what's going to happen to Sean Kilpatrick. I still think that trade that I talked about in my last episode, which was literally 2 days ago, him being traded for Myers Leonard and the 15th overall pick, I still think that would be a good move. And then I think the Nets now need to draft a center to be the future. Obviously, Timothy Mozgov is going to be the temporary center for the team for now, but you know, he's definitely not the long-term solution. So now if you're Sean Marks, your goal is to figure out who's going to be the future center of this team. You have your future point guard, maybe. You know, who knows with Jeremy Lin, but you have your future shooting guard and your future small forward, or something along those lines. You have 2 future players in LeVert and Russell now. So now you need to go get more players that you're going to build around. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This makes this draft coming up very exciting. I think this is the beginning of many moves that you're going to see Sean Marks do. I think that trade that I mentioned yesterday, trading Kilpatrick or trying to move up in the draft, I think there's a good chance that's going to happen. Because I think Marks really wanted 2 draft picks. That's the thing that's so interesting. Sean Marks said he liked having 2 picks. He gave him 2 tries to draft a player. So the fact that he traded one of those picks away means that I think he's going to try to get another one. So I think the Nets are going to pull something off here. But overall, I mean, I'm emotionally upset because, you know, well, no, it's not true. Nostalgically upset because Lopez, to me, was one of the best things about the Nets, and I loved watching him every year, and I hope nothing but success for him. It's kind of frustrating because he went from a bad team to a bad team. He's not in a better situation. But I'm going to look at this now beyond next season. He's going to be a free agent, and he might actually finally say, okay, I'm going to go sign with a contender. But who knows? Maybe, and this is just a crazy NetsBoy thought, maybe he signs back with the Nets. I'm not sure why he would, but he has so much loyalty and love to this with the organization and the fans. Maybe after this season, he plays out next year, he goes, hey, let me go back to Brooklyn. Let me go be the mentor for the young guys that are there. I want to be there. I want to be there with this team. I would embrace it. I think a lot of Net fans would think that'd be the greatest thing in the world. And how awesome would that be? And think of it this way. Hey, maybe Jeremy Lin and maybe D'Angelo Russell really comes into his own this year, and Jeremy Lin has a good year, and Karis LeVert gets better, and the Nets all of a sudden become a good team, or potentially good team. Maybe they bring in some good free agents, which I'll still go over that. I haven't gone to that video yet, but this had to be an emergency NetsBoy video. Who knows? Maybe all of a sudden, at the end of next season, the Nets are at the cusp of becoming a respectable team, and Lopez says, I want to go back there and be this veteran leader on this team and help them make the playoffs. Lopez goes there, and other players maybe come. And next thing you know, Brook Lopez is back, and they have D'Angelo Russell, and they have Jeremy Lin, and they have a Karis LeVert, and they brought in other free agents. Who knows? But the moral of this video, or the theme of this video, is Lopez is gone. I salute you. Good luck in LA. And D'Angelo, we will see what will happen with you. I'm excited because I think you're a good player, but you got to keep your head straight and improve on your defense and your playmaking, because those were the two knocks on him. He's a great scorer, but his defense is terrible, and he's not the best playmaker. If he can improve on those two skills, I think the Nets have a superstar. So there you have it. So I really now do have to invest in getting that Whitehead jersey, because I'm not going to want to wear a sweatshirt for every episode from now on, but keep your eyes open for the next NetsBoy episode, which will be after the NBA draft. And Brooke, once again, thank you very much for everything you've done for the Nets and the Nets organization, from a true Net fan who really, really is bittersweet about this, but thank you very much and good luck. And until the next NetsBoy episode, this is NetsBoy saying goodbye to Brooke. Jeez, it took me a long time to hold that. God! Goodbye, Brooke. And signing off.